Hi, there's some creepy things about Animal Crossing, and I wanted to make a video where I talked about some of the creepy things in Animal Crossing. So here we are. I think we need to talk about mail in Animal Crossing, the letters specifically. Now, typically you get letters from fellow villagers and they're fine. They always say some weird stuff, maybe a little story. Maybe you get a letter from like a character that you don't actually see, like a parent character or something like that. That's all normal and fine and dandy. But what happens when you get some weird letters that don't make any sense and maybe add some insight to the larger grand picture of Animal Crossing that might have you looking at things in a completely different way? Over the years, people have shared weird letters that they've seen pop up in their Animal Crossing games, and some of these are a little unsettling. I found this letter in a Reddit post from 6 years ago where Poncho, the villager, showed the player a letter that he randomly got in the mail and was a little confused. From a secret admirer. My dearest Poncho, your skin is as luminous as Munster cheese, sliced fresh daily in the deli of the heavens. Your secret admirer. What in the serial killer is this letter? I think Poncho might actually be a target to be killed and sliced into a bunch of pieces. I don't know. I don't know whose idea this one was, but this is wild. This isn't the only like secret admirer message you potentially could get. This one was to someone named Peanut. Your shins are like the finest stalks of celery slathered generously with peanut butter and raisins. Your secret admirer. What's going on? There's also been a few people back in the day who noticed on the GameCube there were some weird letters that your villager would sometimes show, and it just had like these weird characters and nothing made sense, and honestly it kind of looked like it was written by a serial killer. Like this one, do you think I'm cute? And then there's these random letters, and at first I was like, there's no way this is real. This is like someone just trying to like make up a glitch. But then I saw like a couple examples of this, so then I thought, maybe this is a real thing. And I think what they're trying to do is do the little characters to make like a little face like people used to do online before emojis were a thing. It just doesn't look right, and it pops up a few times, things like this. I don't know why, but if I got this or I saw this in my game as a kid, I'd maybe be a little startled. Here's one from Blair, and it's like, I am cute, but then we have more of these like weird characters on the side. I think it's just the face thing I'm talking about, but why? I found a couple of examples of people finding a Wild World message in a bottle, and when they opened it up, they found this piece of paper. You'll thank me. That horrible raccoon has forced me into a life of indentured servitude. Watch out for yourself. Anonymous. What is this? This is someone else living the Animal Crossing life. This is really interesting because over the years, Nintendo's kind of iterated multiple times that they think Tom Nook is misunderstood, that he isn't, some dictator type character who's forcing you to work and putting you into a cycle of debt. He's actually a really generous character, helping people out who have no money, get a house and get on a payment plan. But it looks like somewhere along the road, back in the Wild World days, they knew that they could kind of lean into that joke. In a really rare instance, it's a message in a bottle. You don't really get those too often anyways in the game. So the fact that they did that, there's only a couple of posts of this letter online even, of just the few people who've noticed it and shared it. But I think it's really funny and self-aware, but also it kind of paints the bigger picture to the dark lore behind Animal Crossing maybe. I don't know. Now there are more letters that I do want to talk about, but can we pay some bills real quick? Let's talk about our sponsor. You ever wish eBay felt more like TikTok, but for actual collectors? I know that's like a really specific scenario, but trust me here. Well, meet our sponsor of today's video, Encore, the new app where you can buy and sell retro games, Pokemon cards, Funko Pops, and more through short video listings made by real collectors. It's kind of like scrolling through TikTok, but instead of cringe dance trends, you're finding hidden gems in video game collecting. The app is super easy to use. Sellers just post a 30 to 60 second video, and Encore's AI fills in the rest of the listing. You can bid on auctions that last anywhere from 10 minutes to a full week, or just go for a buy now type listing if you're impatient like me. You can swipe to bid or set your max bid and let the app handle the rest. Oh, and don't forget, you can save auctions if you want a heads up when they're almost over. In case you're curious what makes Encore different, trust. Every seller is ID verified and there's buyer protection if your item doesn't show up as described, so no more sketchy listings with stock photos or vague descriptions. You actually see the game and hear from the seller directly. Also, there's giveaways, tons of them. Scroll down on the homepage and you can enter for free, and shipping's even included, no strings attached. And right now, if you use our link, you'll get up to $200 in credit to spend on the app. Seriously, just download Encore, sign up, and you can go ahead and get started if you use our link. Okay, back to the video. Dear player, do you remember the huge tree in the backyard? Well, it's dead now. Poor tree. Love, Mom. Okay, this one's not dark or creepy, but it's kind of funny. And when else would I have the opportunity to talk about like the weird letters in Animal Crossing? I just decided to slide it in here. Sorry, it's off topic. Now, there are a few other interesting ones that have shown up over the years that people people have talked about, just like strange letters where a villager will show the player this weird letter that they got. And knowing what we know now, it still kind of gives off the serial killer vibe. Listen up, Chuck. Do you like music? Do the sound of chirping insects soothe your heart? This village is full of interesting noises. Some sounds only you can hear. Seek them out. From the drummer. Are they like suggesting that the player is like hearing noises in their own head that nobody else is aware of, that might not actually even be happening? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too deep. Live well, tank. Okay, that is an ominous way to start any letter. My friend, I hope your life is neither too hard nor too soft. Wait, what? True joy lies in the creamy middle. Now heed my words. Plant trees only in sunshine. They hate shadows. From a tree enthusiast. Oh, okay. To Chuck's friend. Hello, I am this child's mother. Since my child has never been out in the world alone, I'm beside myself with worry. Please befriend this sweet lonely child of mine. From a dotting mother. What is going on here? Back in the city folk era of Animal Crossing, Nintendo would actually occasionally send out some furniture DLC items to players back when they did the whole online thing. And JVGS Jeff, he's a Animal Crossing, I don't know, player, blogger, YouTuber. He's been around forever, does amazing content and archives a ton of Animal Crossing stuff. But his old blog from 2012, he shared a letter he got from Nintendo with a DLC furniture item for the statue here. Dear Jeff, when you display this item in your place, does it make you feel like someone's watching you? Creepy. Nintendo. What? Nintendo, please stop. I don't know what's going on anymore. This was, I guess, maybe like a Halloween type thing. It was September 2012, so maybe a little early, but it fits the theme. But Nintendo, please just stop it. Okay, there's also some creepy music in various Animal Crossing games. I mean, just things that are a little unsettling. I mean, Animal Crossing has a ton of music. It has a ton of different vibes, but the creepier vibes of some of these things are intriguing, to say the least. Like, KK Slider has all types of music. His genres know no bounds. But what's going on with this song? KK... Dear Gay?
Dirge.
KK Dirge. See, now I know how to say it correctly. Doesn't change the fact, though, that this track is incredibly creepy. I mean, listen to KK Slider singing this.
Oh, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh.
This is probably one of the more eerie soundtracks in Animal Crossing, especially like one coming from KK Slider himself. If you, of course, have the soundcheck recorded version of it, not the live KK Slider version, it sounds almost creepier. I found this video of a gyroid summoning circle that someone named Rajclaw made, and they have it paired to KK Dirge. It's definitely a vibe. I don't know what vibe it is, but it is a vibe. Now, someone let me know if they agree with me on this, but sometimes when things are intentionally creepy, like KK Dirge, it's in a way less creepy than when something maybe isn't intentionally creepy, but just gives off like an unsettling vibe. And I think that can be really intriguing too, especially when you look at the larger Animal Crossing picture here. Like, for instance, while KK Dirge is intentionally creepy, I think a track like KK Hypno or Hypno KK is actually, in a weird way, more unsettling. I don't know how to explain it. Just listen to this track, the official track here, and tell me if anyone else agrees with me. I could just be off my rocker on this and I'm crazy. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Now, I know for a fact, though, when it comes to more unsettling things in Animal Crossing, I can't be the only person to notice when things just feel a little bit off. And this one, the next one I'm going to talk about, is one we've talked about briefly before. And I don't fully necessarily feel unsettled by it, but I've seen a lot of people post online back in the day, during the Animal Crossing New Leaf era, that the music that plays at 7 p.m. in Animal Crossing New Leaf has a quote-unquote negative aura to it. I don't quite know what that means. I guess it's like this idea that the soundtrack intentionally elicits this downward spiral feeling that just makes you feel off or negative. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. I've never fully felt like that, but I can understand in the same regard why I think like Hypno KK is unsettling, why maybe some people think that the 7 p.m. sound in Animal Crossing New Leaf is unsettling. But let's play a little clip of that and then you guys can tell me what you think. Now, this next one's a bigger Nintendo Easter egg, but there is the infamous Totaka's song. This is an Easter egg that exists across a ton of different Nintendo titles. It's a 19-note, 8-bar melody by sound designer Kazumi Totaka, and it's an Easter egg that's known for being hidden in most games that Totaka has worked on. Now, the thing is, this short track has always sounded a little eerie to me, maybe just because it doesn't follow like a typical flow or melody that you would expect something like this to sound. So maybe when I was younger, whenever I would hear this in the few occasions that I actually did hear it, I was just more confused. I'm like, what is this song that doesn't sound like a song? Why is it playing? Now, in later years, I was able to learn and appreciate an Easter egg like this that spans multiple decades. As an ignorant kid, I was just like, this is dumb. I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. I am unsettled. To be fair, this is coming from the same kid that was maybe a little frightened by Luigi's Mansion, which was the first game where I heard the song. Let's play it finally. Listen to this. Now, of course, this track has been hidden in every single Animal Crossing game in some form or another. There was KK song in the first Animal Crossing game, and you could hear Totaka's song played through there. It was the same in Wild World, but in City Folk, sometimes you could actually hear Cap'n like whistling some of KK Slider's songs, and sometimes he would whistle the KK song, which is Totaka's song. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Animal Crossing stage, Smashville, on Saturdays, KK Slider would be present, which is a really clever Easter egg because, as you guys know, KK Slider would show up on Saturdays. So it was cool that on the Wii Super Smash Bros. Map, if you're playing on a Saturday, KK Slider would be there in that game. But occasionally, apparently, you could hear Totaka's song. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, it's the same as it was in the other games, but also if you get stuck on a loading screen while connecting to the internet for too long, after like 2 minutes and 25 seconds, the song will play randomly. Like, hey, you have a slow internet connection, listen to this weird song. Also, side note, Mario Kart 8 had it in the Wii U version, maybe in the Switch version too, but there's like a Yoshi on the sidelines. Game Explained did a video where they isolated it and you could hear it better, but take a quick listen to this. Also, in New Horizons, while it's still KK song, there is an extra instance where you could hear it on the radio randomly. So there's that. I don't know if it's like the notes that are used in it that always was kind of unsettling when I was younger, or just the association I have with Luigi's Mansion. I mean, that game was spooky to me. Nonetheless, it's just something I wanted to talk about briefly in this video, and I think we talked about it for too long. Oh well. Looking a little further into Animal Crossing New Horizons, while this game typically is upbeat, lighthearted, supposed to be like relaxing and, you know, showing you an island getaway or whatever, some things are a little spooky that are hidden in there. Now, most of the time, these things are just like little Easter eggs, but Nintendo had fun with it. I think they decided to put a little bit of spookiness in their game in a couple of instances so that people like us had things to talk about and look into and wonder and speculate, why is this here? Some of these we've talked about before, but some of these we've never talked about. Like this next one I didn't even know was in the game until I started doing research specifically for this video. Okay, in Animal Crossing New Horizons, there is this graveyard wallpaper, right? Super spooky, no big deal. But user Sobj on Reddit, is that how I say his name? Posted this video showing that there's this ghost in the background that shows up, and it's a little creepy, and it apparently seems to get closer and closer if the lighting in the room is dark. Let's take a look here and look at it a little closer. So yeah, this one's interesting. There's definitely a cloaked figure in the background that seemingly gets closer and closer, and then it kind of begs the question, because this is almost like a photorealistic human ghost shape, at least. This doesn't look like a regular Animal Crossing villager or an animal from Animal Crossing. This looks more like a modern day human. So it does kind of make you wonder and speculate. I mean, Animal Crossing's no stranger to having some instances or mentions to the real world, the non-Animal Crossing stylized world. I mean, there's statues, there's paintings, all of that have photorealistic people. But what's going on with this ghost specifically? Speaking of paintings and whatnot, we've talked about this in past videos before, but you might know that some paintings act a little bit weird at night. Specifically, some of the counterfeit paintings. Matter of fact, these paintings might actually be haunted. For instance, let's look at the wistful painting here. If you have a fake version of this painting, it actually is kind of unique. You see, at night, the eyes will close. How does this happen? If you have the fake ancient statue, this one will glow at night, and if you go and interact with it, it'll start floating. The fake informative statue glows at night. This fake scary painting, what is going on here? I guess it smiles creepily at night. And another one I didn't know about until doing research for this video was the fake graceful painting. It flips its own direction at night, but if you place it on the ground and look at the back of it, there's this stain here on it, which kind of makes you wonder if someone died here on it. That's super spooky. This is definitely one of the more creepy ones that I didn't know about, so I'm really impressed with this one and kind of freaked out a little bit. Here's another one I didn't know about, but in Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise, the expansion for Animal Crossing New Horizons, where you went and decorated cool vacation homes for villagers, in some cases, when you have the ability to change the time of day and the weather for a location, a user on Reddit with the username NanoCharat posted a video noticing that in the background, when it was foggy and kind of spooky looking, you can hear really, really faint footsteps coming from the woods area, even though nobody else nearby is walking or moving at all. Take a listen to this. This seems to only happen during the foggy weather, creepy vibe. So I don't know fully what's going on here, but I think it's interesting and worth pointing out because not too many people probably know about this one. Now, this one's more of a mystery than necessarily something creepy, but way back when Animal Crossing New Horizons first released, a user noticed that on the laptop computer screen, sometimes you could get this image, and this led to a lot of people speculating that there's a secret message hidden here in the form of dots and dashes, which made a lot of people think maybe it was Morse code. Nobody was able to translate it though. Similarly, Japan has something called Wabun code. It's like Japan's version of Morse code using Japanese kana, but this doesn't line up with that type of format, so it can't be that either. But I wanted to include it in this video just in case anybody out there thinks that they can figure it out and just kind of get in front of more eyes, because nobody did ever figure it out. It's probably nothing, but just in case it is something, here it is. What does it mean, guys? Now, we speculated that these haunted paintings from earlier could be some sort of like, you know, creepy haunted paintings. Cursed paintings, perhaps? We know that curses can exist in the Animal Crossing lore. I mean, look at Katrina. She can give you bad luck or tell you have bad luck. Then it follows suit. But there also is the King Tut mask, where if you wear it and run around, you will trip up, fall, and faceplant. Almost like you have bad luck for wearing this ancient King Tut mask, like you got a curse. But that's my theory. Okay, there's some other things that are a little bit creepy or unsettling when it comes to Animal Crossing. Hopkins? What is he? A rabbit, but what is this on the back of his head? He's an inflatable rabbit, but he's sentient? Okay, maybe this one's not as creepy, but I don't know. This like ties into the whole Zipper Bunny thing. Nobody likes him. He's terrifying. He's probably a killer. I don't know. Zipper's always been something that's been unsettling to me. The fact that his dialogue is interesting, like he breaks character a lot, more than any other character, which just adds this whole extra layer to him. What's going on here? We have talked about other things when it comes to Animal Crossing in the past on this channel, like for instance, in the museum, there's the Australopithecus. The eyes glow late at night. Like if you come in at 2 in the morning, what's going on here, guys? There's the thing with the aliens that come on the TV at 3 a.m. on Saturdays specifically. They just start talking to you on the television. We still don't know why this happens, but it's like an ongoing Easter egg. I mean, I think it's just kind of a cool thing, but it does, you know, beg the question, what's going on in the bigger scope of all things Animal Crossing? We've also in the past talked about how some villagers will occasionally just become kind of self-aware, you know, acknowledging the fact that they are, you know, in in a video game. Like they're like, hey, the fruits on the tree, they're growing pretty quickly. Why is there music constantly playing in the background? And Tom Nook, sus, you know what I mean? I remember seeing this post of Biscuit just realizing that he's in the Matrix, and I've always thought that that's really funny. Way back in the old games, there was also dialogue where villagers would kind of question how like trees get cut down and then despawn right away, and they thought it was creepy. So I kind of like Animal Crossing breaking the fourth wall, but I can understand how it does, like, you know, beg some questions as to what's going on in the bigger lore of Animal Crossing. Similarly, back when you could reset your island in Animal Crossing, just throughout various games, there was always some like really eerie messages that would kind of show up, insinuating that like, when you do this, it's final. Like, these people are gone. These villagers, they're donezo if you reset your island. Are you sure you want to do it? And I always thought like erasing save data or something like that did have this kind of like unsettling vibe to it, like having to explain to a villager or Isabel, depending on which game you're playing, what you're about to do to them. I don't know, it's menacing. I always thought the tragedy of the snow people were kind of sad too. Like, you put these snowmen together and they're all like thrilled to be there, and then you slowly watch them melt away, and it's just this like tragic experience. It's not really creepy as much as it's just sad, but like, you bring this life in and slowly watch the life fade away from these snow people. We're not going to talk too much about Haniwa, the gyroids, and Coco, because they've been talked to death on this channel and other Animal Crossing channels. Obviously, they're inspired by like the spirits in like Japanese folklore and whatnot, and Coco just looks like them. That's the only connection anyone's ever made. I think she's more supposed to look like a coconut, but it's not important. Nonetheless, I understand why some people think that these are really creepy. They never really bothered me all that much, but we have to at least mention it for a video like this. There was that secret Easter egg, maybe glitch. I think it's more of an Easter egg than a glitch, where if you like removed a memory card, I think, when you're like traveling in the GameCube version of Animal Crossing, or you didn't save, was that it? You didn't properly return home? When you respawned, you looked like a gyroid, and this is nightmare fuel. This is really creepy. I understand if you were a kid and you had this happen to you, you would be terrified. Or if you're a kid later on, like in Animal Crossing's life, and you're just like reading about creepy things online in Animal Crossing, you came across this. This also could very easily be nightmare fuel. I mean, there's empty eye sockets, no expression on the face. Like, this is a little disturbing. So, fair match there. There is something a little bit creepy about the older Animal Crossing games. There's this theory that like, there's this Easter egg in the OG GameCube Animal Crossing game that's a little creepy here. I don't know how accurate it is, but I want to bring it up just in case, because it is odd. Apparently, from a video 13 years ago, if you booted up your Animal Crossing on the GameCube, you normally get like the Nintendo thing when the Nintendo screen shows up with like the Animalese type voice.
Nintendo.
But apparently if you restart your game multiple times in a row, eventually the voice changes from its little high-pitched thing to a deeper-pitched voice. Listen to this.
Nintendo.
And then typically it shows like in the demo footage, some villager running around with an axe, cutting down trees, ruining the town. I don't know if it's related, but some people are like, this has to be, you know, a part. And people have analyzed the different paths that the villager has, and it might be slightly different each time, and that there's different possibilities or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Is this a secret message from Nintendo telling players to not, you know, keep restarting their game over and over again or something? Maybe, or it's nothing. But the Nintendo voice thing, I mean, maybe that's something. Also, there's this shirt that's only available in the Japanese and Chinese version of Animal Crossing. It never actually made its way to the West. The West got the fishbone shirt instead, which does not at all look the same. Now, technically, this is translated to the tomato juice shirt, which, okay, hilarious. It definitely does look like a blood-splattered shirt. I don't know, this one's funny to me more than scary, but I guess if you didn't know it was a tomato shirt and you saw someone running around with it, it could be a little terrifying. Back in the Japanese versions of the game, Tabby would wear this as her default outfit in the first two Japanese releases of the game before they changed it, so yeah. These are just some examples of the creepy vibes of Animal Crossing. If you enjoyed this video, maybe let me know. Leave a comment or subscribe if you're new. That'd be really cool. We're really close to 100k subs. That'd be wild. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I got more Animal Crossing stuff cooking up soon, don't you worry. So it'll be neat. I'll see you guys soon with a new video. Bye.